The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Loving God, you call us to new and unknown places with the promise of a full life through your grace and love. As seniors are on the cusp of a new beginning and others of us remain for another year, help us all to enter our next journeys with a spirit of anticipation and delight. Guide us through the unknown. Give us confidence in knowing that whatever lies ahead, you will be in the midst of us. Sharpen our ears to hear your call. Illuminate our vision to discern the path ahead. Strengthen our hands to do your service. Grant us wisdom to make good choices. Protect us from the perils of this world. And help us continue to grow in love and goodness through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Good afternoon. I'm so glad you could join us today to celebrate the 2025 Prize Day. Thank you to those of you who joined us last night as well for the baccalaureate ceremony. It is hard to believe that the class of 2025 are now about to end their journey. You were tiny lower schoolers just a short while ago. Today is a day when we recognize many members of this community for their outstanding efforts and exceptional achievements. We are honored to be able to recognize members of our community today. Tomorrow morning, we will continue the celebration with the celebration of commencement at 9 a.m. We will begin today's program with the Faculty Excellence Award, which will be presented by Margaret Reed Millar of the Alumni Association Board.
In 1984, the Alumni Association established this award to recognize outstanding contributions by a member of the early Saints to 12 faculty to the life of the school community. This faculty member is known as a calm, consistent, guiding presence who approaches every aspect of her job with thoughtfulness and care, from hiring to supporting new teachers, to meeting with families, to working with individual teachers. Her role requires significant collaboration with the rest of the school, and not every collaboration is easy. Due to the nature of her role, this faculty member frequently has to have sensitive or difficult conversations with teachers, students, and parents. She consistently handles these with grace and care. She advocates for students with clarity and kindness, helping teachers and parents understand how best to support a student, while also holding the student accountable as needed. She has worked with each department, providing specialized lessons, presentations, and tools to help teachers be able to best support their students. She offers her knowledge and guidance without reservation, her primary focus remaining on her students and their individual needs. Her positive impact extends beyond the classroom, regularly assisting with admissions and other school events. While many may linger on the sidelines, she is first to walk up to a family, answering their questions and making them feel welcome. This year, she deftly led a strategic planning working group focusing on students, and we are a better school for her steadfast commitment to our students and our mission. Another faculty member shared, "I am always reassured when she is involved in something, because it means that it will be handled competently, professionally, and with consideration for everyone involved. That is, with goodness as well as knowledge." Our community is a better place because of the kindness, skill, and dedication of this wonderful educator. The 2025 Faculty Excellence Award is presented to my friend Elise Canfield.
Each year, our school yearbook, Traditions, is dedicated to a member of our community. The senior editors, Emily Montgomery and Taylor Storr, are here to make the dedication. We're going to move the yearbook dedication until a little bit later in the program. We'll get you back up here. Emily and Taylor in just a few minutes. Sorry about that. It is a tradition at this time to recognize the St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School veterans. Students, please stand when your name is called, and we ask the audience to hold your applause until all students are standing. The following students entered in junior kindergarten: Sandia Augustine, Griffin Boston, Elliot Desitel, Ben Fenton, Nicholas Fisher, Kate Colton, Haley Lehman, Garrett Leon, Haley Lookadoo, Kate Nixon, and Owen Siegel. The following students entered St. Stephen and St. Agnes School in kindergarten: Jack Bryan, Ashley Centeno, Dimitri Criswell, Emerson Dufault, Paul Eisenberg, Claire Hanley, Sophie Harding, Bennett Harrison, Grace Hendy, Charles Hickok, Tommy Hoskins, Gracie Hunsaker, Niels Marino, Maddie Moore, William Murphy, Katie Persh, Carter Stimson, William Thistle, and Allie White. And the following students entered our school in first grade: Tate Commission, Allison O'Connor, Bart O'Connor, Campbell Spence, and Anna Strauss. We will now begin the presentation of awards in academic courses.
The Leslie Jones Latin Prize is named in honor of Mr. Leslie Jones, who taught Latin at St. Stephen's School from 1964 to 1981. It is awarded each year to the student in the advanced level who has the highest cumulative grade average for all Latin courses and has exhibited a particular interest in and commitment to the language. The prize is presented this year to Paul Eisenberg.
The Michelot Cup. The Michelot Cup is awarded annually to an outstanding French student who has demonstrated superiority in both written and spoken French. The Michelot Cup was originally presented in honor of former St. Agnes French teacher Mademoiselle Marie-Antoinette Michelot by the class of 1955. The prize was further enhanced in 2025 by Mimi Niepold Horn, class of 55, and her husband Paul Horn, to honor the excellent instruction from Mademoiselle Michelot that allowed them to make a home in Paris for over 50 years. The French student receiving the Michelot Cup this year is Emerson Dufaux.
The Medal of Excellence in Spanish. The Spanish teachers at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School award the Medal of Excellence in Spanish to the senior who has demonstrated superior language skills and has shown a genuine passion for Hispanic cultures. The recipient for this year is Ella Yoshi.
World Language Certificate. The certificate in world languages recognizes students who have studied 2 different languages while at the upper school. In addition, they have engaged in an off-campus learning experience of their choosing. The 2025 World Language Certificate recipients are Sandia Augustine, Spanish and Chinese. Elizabeth Carroll, French and Latin. Helena Clark, French and Chinese. Henrik Denninger, Spanish and French. Emerson Dufaux, French and Spanish. Mahedi Il Alagi, French and Chinese. Will Evans, Spanish and French. Jack Gans, Spanish and French. Claire Hanley, French and Latin. Bennett Harrison, Spanish and French. Katie Hartel, Spanish and French. Jamie Hodgkinson, French and Spanish. Maddie McDowell, Spanish and Chinese. Kaz Pinkunis, Spanish and Chinese. Katie Purse, Latin and Spanish. Aiden Potholm, Latin and Spanish. Owen Siegel, Spanish and Latin. Patrick Thomas, Spanish and French. Suri Wang, French and Chinese. Bryce Wilson, Spanish and Latin.
Mathematics Award. The Department of Mathematics selects a student whose knowledge of and commitment to the field of mathematics is outstanding. This year, the senior who has demonstrated such excellence is Dimitri Criswell. The STEM certificates. The Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math certificate is recognition for those students who dedicated time and effort well beyond the graduation requirements in the fields of mathematics, science, and technology. The students were required, among other things, to successfully complete at least 4 STEM AP courses, to enroll in at least 2 STEM electives, and to engage in an experiential learning opportunity of their interest and choosing.
For her internship at Soptics AI working on Java back-end solutions, we are pleased to award Sandia Augustine the STEM certificate. For her internship at Inova Hospital, where she witnessed a variety of medical procedures and participated in an advanced simulation lab, we are pleased to award Claire Hanley the STEM certificate.
For his internship at Singularity Net, where he beta tested a new machine learning model, we are pleased to award Tristan Golden the STEM certificate. For her research on Lyme disease at Tulane University's School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine, we are pleased to award Jamie Hodgkinson the STEM certificate.
For her research analyzing Thomas scattering brightness data at the Naval Research Laboratory, we are pleased to award Ella Joshi the STEM certificate. For his work on the Mission Transit Subteam as part of the Summer Academy at NASA, we are pleased to award McPherson Strasberg the STEM certificate.
For her research studying effective drug delivery vehicles in breast cancer at the National Graphene Research and Development Center, we are pleased to award Suri Wang the STEM certificate. For her robotics programming work with VEX Robotics at Worcester Polytech Institute, we are pleased to award Bryce Wilson the STEM certificate.
The Courtney Marshall Cochran Science Award honors the senior who has demonstrated a love for and ability in science, has been named for Courtney Marshall Cochran, one of the founders of St. Agnes School. It was established and endowed by her 3 daughters, who all attended the school, one of whom was the first graduate to have attended the school for 4 years and go on to a 4-year college in 1928. This year's winner of this Distinguished Science Award is McPherson Strasberg. A founder of St. Stephen's School established the Roy Edward Byrd Award in memory of his father-in-law, Roy Edward Byrd. It recognizes high achievement in the study of science. The Roy Edward Byrd Award winner this year is presented to Lydia Penkunis.
The Computer Science Award honors the student who demonstrates enthusiasm and initiative in using technology in positive, exciting, and ethical ways. For excellence in computer science, this year we honor Tristan Golden.
Given by the O'Connor family, the O'Connor History Prize is given in appreciation for the school's strong academic program and for the kind and generous support which St. Agnes School, and especially Martha Jarvis, gave their daughters. Awarded annually by the History Department to honor our best student of history, I am so pleased to announce that the 2025 O'Connor History Prize goes to Kate Nixon.
Please welcome Bertie Carrier, the granddaughter of Captain Walter Carrig and the daughter of Keating Carrier, St. Agnes class of 1944. She is here today for the presentation of the Carrig Writing Prize.
Sorry. And this goes to Anne.
Do you want to read the?
Should I read it?
I think so.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hello. The Carrig Writing Prize was established by Captain Walter Carrig in 1938. Captain Carrig was a prolific author who wrote and edited nonfiction, young adult, and adult fiction novels, including several Nancy Drews, newspaper commentaries, and military histories. Captain Carrig's two daughters, Patricia and Keating, who was spoken to, graduated from St. Agnes in 39 and 44. The Carrig Writing Prize is given to the student who, in the opinion of the Department of English, has consistently produced the best writing throughout the school year. The 2025 Carrig Writing Prize is awarded to Anne Loudon Costell.
The Charles James Shell Memorial Prize in English. The Charles James Shell Memorial Prize in English is given in memory of the former chairman of the English department, Charles James Shell. It recognizes the student who's demonstrated a love for the study of literature as well as a mastery of the craft of writing. This year's recipient is Karina Constandy.
The Anne G. Lindsay Poetry Prize. The Anne G. Lindsay Poetry Prize was established in 1988 by the St. Agnes class of 1972 in memory of their classmate, Anne Lindsay. It is awarded annually to the student whose poetry is judged as best in the school. The young poet who is honored this year is Aria Harrington.
The Marjorie M. Norris Award. This award is named in memory of Dr. Marjorie M. Norris, a longtime member of the faculty and chair of the Department of History. It recognizes the student who has earned the highest average in 4 years of study in the Ages of Humanity program. The award this year is presented to Dimitri Criswell. The Montgomery Award for Humanities was established in 1978 in honor of Charlotte Clark Montgomery, a devotee of the humanities and the arts. It is presented to a senior who is a scholar of history and literature and who has also shown genuine appreciation for the arts. The recipient of this award for 2025 is Charles McElwain.
The Visual Arts Award. The Visual Arts Award is presented to the dedicated upper school student who has demonstrated a commitment to the mastery of their craft, an inspired pursuit of creative originality, and the development of personal voice. This year, that description fits a deserving Ella Joshi. The Michael Holt Award. The Michael Holt Award is named after Michael Holt, a 2009 graduate of SSSAS. He was known primarily for his academic and athletic achievements, yet set aside any preconceived notions of his natural abilities and took a creative risk in discovering his artistic talents. The Michael Holt Award goes to a 3D art student who exemplifies a willingness to discover and develop his or her hidden artistic talents through keen focus, hard work, and perseverance, and in doing so demonstrates humility, leadership, and unwavering kindness to his or her fellow art students. This year's recipient is Michaela Jones. The Fine Arts Certificates. The Fine Arts Certificate Program aims to recognize and celebrate the achievements of upper school students who have demonstrated exceptional dedication and talent in the arts. A Fine Arts Certificate is earned through completion of coursework, sustained involvement in arts leadership and engagement, and completion of an independent arts-related capstone project. For composing an original orchestral overture, celebrating our school's 100th anniversary, and presenting it in collaboration with the U.S. Army Band, we are pleased to award Tate Commission the Fine Arts Certificate. For designing and constructing a life-size papier-mâché sculpture as part of her project, Dynamic Forms Capturing Movement and Emotion in Sculpture, we are also pleased to award Michaela Jones the Fine Arts Graduation Certificate. For creating a portfolio titled Moving Through Life and curating a joint exhibition, we are also pleased to award Ella Joshi the Fine Arts Graduation Certificate.
The Frank Neopold Arts Prize. The Frank Neopold Arts Prize was established by Mrs. James Lamb in memory of her first husband, a gifted artist who believed deeply in encouraging young people to pursue their passion for the arts. In 2025, the prize was expanded by Frank Neopold's daughter, Mimi Neopold Horn, class of 1955, and her husband, Paul Horn, to also honor Mimi's own creative legacy, celebrating a family tradition of artistic excellence and passing from one generation to the next. This award is presented to the most outstanding upper school fine arts student who has demonstrated exceptional commitment to the arts and has generously shared their talents with the school community. The student fitting that description this year is Tyler Troy. The Performing Arts Awards. In the study and performance of music and theater, students hone, demonstrate, and share their talents. The seniors we honor have made outstanding contributions in the areas of dramatic, vocal, and instrumental arts. I present this year's award to Dramatic Arts, Ms. Charles McElwin. Vocal art, Elliot Desitel. Instrumental arts, Tate Commission.
The Edward E. Tate Senior Religion Prize. The founder and first headmaster of St. Stephen's School was Edward E. Tate, a priest in the Episcopal Church. The Edward E. Tate Senior Religion Prize, established in his memory, honors the senior whose work has been distinctive in religious studies. The 2025 senior chosen for this year's Edward E. Tate Religion Prize is Sandia Augustine. The Perkins Cup. The Northfield Group first presented this cup to Emily Perkins in 1955. Chosen by the Department of Religion each year, the recipient of the Perkins Cup is a student who has clearly put into practice what has been taught in religion classes. The senior chosen this year is Indira Brown.
The Governor's School for the Gifted is designed to provide an intellectually challenging and enriching experience during the summer to rising 11th and 12th graders. The programs are highly selective and are held at colleges in Virginia. While some of the programs will be in person this summer, others will be in session virtually. We are thrilled to honor the following appointed students and recognize their talent and hard work. Students, please stand when your name is called. The recipients are Jackson Sipple Asher for Latin in World Language Academies, Charlotte Reynolds for French in World Language Academies, Georgia Niederland for French in World Language Academies, Kaya Corrins for Spanish in World Language Academies, Ali Rouse for Humanities, Ramtalai Jallo for Humanities, Charlotte Sechrist for Humanities, and Gabriel Swinton for Instrumental Music. Congratulations to all our recipients.
We gathered this week to recognize 21 seniors as members of the St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School chapter of the Cum Laude Society. The Cum Laude Society was founded in 1906 to recognize scholastic achievement on the secondary school level. The founders of the society patterned it after Phi Beta Kappa, the honorary society which recognizes high achievement among juniors and seniors in college. The cum laude motto is expressed in 3 Greek words, arete, dike, time, excellence, justice, honor. The St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School chapter was established in 1991. To be considered for membership, a senior must stand in the upper 20% of the class and have attained the qualifying average for 3 years of secondary school. Juniors must have attained the qualifying average for 2 years and be in the upper 10% of the class. The following students were inducted in June 2024 at the end of their junior year. If you will please stand when your name is called, and please hold your applause till the end. Sandaya Augustine, Jack Bryan, Tate Commission, Dimitri Criswell, Paul Eisenberg, Claire Hanley, Ann Loudon-Costal, Carmen Lee, Kate Nixon, Lydia Pincunis, Suri Wang, and the following students have joined the society this week: Nick Fisher, Katie Hartel, Gracie Hunsinger, Evan Ingraham, Ella Joshi, James London, Katie Persh, McPherson Strasberg, William Thistle, and Kate Vandeveer. Congratulations. We are delighted and proud to have welcomed you to the St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School chapter of the Cum Laude Society.
The salutatorian is that senior who has earned the second highest cumulative average at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School. The 2025 senior earning that distinction is Paul Eisenberg.
Our valedictorian each year receives the Flora Kinlock Shackelford Alumni Award. This student is the senior who has earned the highest average in his or her career at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes Upper School. I am pleased to introduce the recipient, the class of 2025 valedictorian, Dimitri Criswell. It is our tradition to have the senior class choose one of its members to deliver a reflection of the journey through the upper school. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mehedi Il-Alagi to give the farewell address. Mehedi.
Ladies, gentlemen, teachers, seniors, senior citizens, and DMAC. Good afternoon. My name is Mehedi, and it is my pleasure to be standing in front of you all on this decorated day. A special thanks to my fellow classmates for selecting me to be up here, and I would like to return the favor by allowing a moment of applause for the class of 2025 reaching this point. Come on. This weekend is about us. However, we would not be in this position had it not been for all the adults in the room. Thus, I would like to begin this address by acknowledging them. The one thing about this school that has always separated from the rest is the care that our faculty provide us across every department. History, you guys have armed us with the lessons of the past to prepare us for the uncertainty in the future. But I do believe that it is time to take your own lessons. Despite preaching democracy for a living, Mr. Grikas is the same person who stepped up as director of the upper school, gave himself a nice little salary, and stepped back down to triple what everyone else is making. I'm just joking, that did not happen. English, you've all taught us to identify metaphorical trauma in everything. Y'all also, for some reason, swear by Harkness discussions as meaningful, but in reality, they are just social experiments plotted by Ms. Nadler. Math, thank you all for your dedication in teaching us to think critically and solve problems with clarity and logic. However, what still boggles my logic is how someone as nonchalant as Mr. Summey can be so prosperous doing the same job as a happy camper that is Mr. Cortez. And science, thank you for sparking our curiosity and teaching us to question literally anything and everything. To the departing faculty, Ms. Hardwick. Ms. Hardwick was sick and tired of being sick and tired at the hands of Ms. Grekus' corruption. We'll be missing you. Also, it took Senor Glusman 1 year of managing our senior projects to know it's time to pack it up. There are many, many more members of this community that will be leaving us this year. And I wish you all the best of luck through whatever's next. But let's not sit here and pretend you all did not wait for our gorgeous class to graduate before making a grand exit. Beyond the 4 core departments, I would like to thank every member of our faculty for shaping our class to being the young men and women that we have become. Let's clap it up for the faculty. Come on. Parents, thank you for giving us the opportunity to go to a school like this and for all the sacrifices you had to make while supporting us. I know it wasn't easy to look at the school store bill at the end of every month, stopping work to sign us out for a dentist appointment, and all the other ramifications that came with parenthood. I hope our presence here today provides the fulfillment you all are ever so deserving of. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Let's give a hand to our parents. All right, now back to all you all. Today's about the journey that we all endured throughout these last 4, so let's take a trip down memory lane. Freshman year, we came into the school as little immature guppies in a sea of sharks. Mr. Mallet used to stick poles in between us to maintain the 6 feet needed. Luckily, that did not have any long-term effects. Louis would lose a tooth every other day. Mason Charlie Kirk Worsham would come into school every day with one goal in mind, argue about vaccines. Cads would bring dried mango peels to school and start outright wars in Miss Lefever's class. We would all throw 4s up listening to Yeet, thinking we were the kingpins on campus. We had guys shoot their homecoming proposals over Google Chats, and mask phishing accusations ran rampant all year. It was a year defined by hilarity and immaturity. It is not a coincidence that the school suddenly came up with Freshman Bridge the very year after us. Ultimately, though, the year set the fertile ground needed for all of us to grow out of the inflictions set forth by the pandemic. Sophomore year came rolling around before we knew it. We had an underground network of Fox Chase migrators get shut down. The academic rigor started to overwhelm people, causing a given-up Patrick to spend math class firing paper airplanes at Mr. Carson. DMAC threatened to file restraining orders on Jack Bryan in AP World. Dr. Blaker taught a 6-student English class, which he claims still turned out to be the loudest class he had ever taught. Considering a class included Henrik and I, that tracks. We had also started driving, which meant the street and junior strips became live-action demolition derbies, where the biggest hazard wasn't the traffic, it was trying to park next to Kate's tank of a pickup truck, or God forbid, parking within a mile radius of Jamie. Then came around the dreaded junior year. It was another year of transition, not just for us, but for the school as well. For starters, we all plowed through bio in a glorified tin can that Mr. Mallet surely bought off Etsy. The cheapskates did not stop there. We had to endure yay lunch. Do not let the name fool you. Some of us chose to instead drop our tuition in the school store. Others just so happened to have a doctor's appointment every day at 11 a.m. sharp. And it seemed as if their doctor would prescribe them Chipotle bowls after every visit. Lunch basketball grew more competitive than any sports team that year, headlined by stars like Les Sampson and Steed Curry. Henrik was handing out concussions like it was candy. And we abused the power of democracy to vote our friends for HDB. According to Ms. McGuire, We are the first and will be the last class ever to do HGB voting twice. And finally, our senior year. We were given a space for us to be ourselves in the form of the senior lounge. In the fall semester, it was formed to be an underground gambling ring until Miss McGuire put a stop to it. Ryan Steed was a pioneer, having infinite free periods and serving as the blackjack final boss. In the spring, this lounge turned into a full-on war zone for senior assassin. Ryan Steed, once again, fulfilled the mandate the senior lounge placed upon him and shapeshifted into an arms dealer this time, supplying all types of water guns to the populace. Shrine Mont further bonded us as a grade. The gender-based conversations served as a catalyst for our uniting, even though the boys pulled off a 10-minute performance while the girls went for 2 whole hours. Athletics were headlined by girls soccer having a super team, and the boys having the complete opposite. And, of course, varsity boys basketball, led by Samson and I. I would have included Simon, but he used his 45 seconds of playing time all year to score in the wrong basket. I kid you not, everyone in this room, even you, Dr. Carter, even you, Mr. Yoder, wherever you are, has more varsity basketball points than him. Beyond our big two, super seniors Colin and Riley were also fairly adequate weapons. Shout out to them as they will be receiving their 7th and hopefully final high school diploma tomorrow morning. This year, Claire and I also had the pleasure, or rather the experience, of being the senior class presidents. Claire had held the girls' seat all 4 years, with her greatest hassle every election season being bribing the electorate with brownies. I only came this past year. Even with Claire and I performing a picture-perfect job, we were met with great opposition. Whether it was Evan calling my mom to complain about senior assassin, the Wellness Center Warriors launching an invasion on Claire, or Alex Brown firing glaring images every time I spoke a word in the senior group chat. We realized just how passionate our class can be. I hope you all continue to use this sense of conviction throughout your next chapters of life. Just please keep me out of it next time. Those were our 4 years here. For a class that had all this odds stacked against it, with a global pandemic stunting the prime time for any child to grow, we came out of it better than anyone could have ever imagined. We came out of it as leaders. Will and Elliot, you guys were the ones that helped revive school spirit that had been missing ever since we got here. Whoever our class presidents are also pulled off a fabulous job. Emily, you raised north of $65,000 for the fight against leukemia. Bryce and Sandia, you guys created a gateway into an evolving field through Girls Who Code. Helena and Megan, you guys work year-round enriching childhoods through Reach for the Stars. Even Gans gets a mention with his pickleball club, which conveniently had 40 vice president positions during college application season. Ella and Loudon, Dia, Michaela, Farah, Taylor, Indira, and myself, you all cultivated spaces for your respective affinity groups that have allowed our students to feel empowered in ways that will leave a lasting legacy beyond our time here. And to Ms. McGuire's request, I must mention the Period Club. Though not immersing myself as one might expect, I know that Kate, Indira, and Grace all help promote awareness and provide the ample resources needed. We were also as accomplished as ever as a class. Tate, you wrote world-class sonatas before you could even vote. Micah, and apparently Ibrahim, Ethan, and Declan, you all have produced music albums. Riley, you were the first and only 1,000-point scorer throughout our time here. Assuming I don't reclass, that should hold. Haley, you smashed the school record in the 200. You, alongside Garrett, Ben, and somewhat Gans, are also state champs. We had 4 National Merit Scholars in Paul, and Loudon, Dimitri, and Tate. We had a robotics team make it a world. We had nominations for having the best pit orchestra, who performed in the Kennedy Center this past Sunday. Kate, Maddie, Anna, and Bennett, you all Some more than others helped propel girls lacrosse to a top 10 national ranking. Even Emil gets a shout out, as he holds the Guinness World Record on consecutive nosebleeds. So, I'll leave it with this. As we head into whatever's next door for us, you will miss the various aspects that have made St. Stephen and St. Agnes home for the last 4, and for some, their whole lives. You will miss being in class with Niels or Jamie, and how they have 10 times the questions than answers. And even in the very rare occasion where they do have an answer, they only lead to 100 more questions. You will miss having your class disrupted every morning because Alex Jones is allergic to being on time. You will miss having your class disrupted I just read that. My bad. You will miss seeing Evan volunteer every morning for the game and yet never coming out on top. You will miss being rationed prison food after a long day of Mamma Mia rehearsal. Yep. You will miss suffering a paper cut and Coach Frost finding a way to diagnose you with heart disease. Yeah. You will miss McPherson blasting his bagpipes, or Miss McGuire blasting her megaphone to clean up after herself. You will miss seeing 2 6'8" guys get married 4 hours after we dunked our principal into his own pool. Overall, you will miss being here. So as we continue celebrating a day defined by the issuing of prizes, let's not forget the greatest God-given prize that we have all carried with us throughout our last 4 years. The prize that has gotten us through the ups and downs, the prize that has bonded every single one of us, the prize that has allowed us to capture every moment I have mentioned, and will continue to allow us to create even more memories throughout the next chapters of our lives. The ability to smile, the ability to laugh, for it is that joy that has made this journey not just memorable, but meaningful, and I'll forever cherish that meaning. Thank you all and farewell.
At this time, I would like to call Elliot Desitels and Will Evans to the stage. Elliot and Will have led the upper school through the year as SCA co-presidents. On behalf of the entire upper school community, I would like to congratulate and thank you for your time, effort, and enthusiasm this year. Elliot and Will now present the gavels of leadership to our incoming SCA co-presidents, Greer Malos and Anderson Wexler.
We will now continue with the presentation of awards and other classes.
The John Morrow Stanton Memorial Athletic Award. The John Morrow Memorial Athletic Award, a lithograph of the upper school campus, was established in memory of John Stanton, a member of the class of 1981. It is presented to a member of the junior class for excellence in athletics achieved through dedication, leadership, and character. The award is given this year to Meg Adams.
the Esther Carroll Murphy Award for Creativity. The Esther Carroll Murphy Award for Creativity was established and endowed by Cornelius F. Murphy in memory of grandmother Ann Southard Murphy, class of 1986, and Cornelius F. Murphy, class of 1987. The recipient is a young woman selected by the faculty and head of school whose achievement captures the spirit of intellectual creativity. The award is given to a young woman in the 10th grade. This year's recipient is Ella Schneider. At this time, may we please ask Claire Hanley and Maddie Il-Alagi to come to the stage to present the Senior Class Award.
The Senior Class Award. Each year, the senior class selects a member of the junior class who is most admired for individuality and enthusiasm.
The junior selected this year to receive the Senior Class Award is P.J. Wolf.
We will now continue with the presentation of awards in athletics.
Helene Haxton Krause Award and Scholar Athlete. The Scholar Athlete Award are presented to senior athletes who have demonstrated excellence both in athletics and academic work. The recipient of the Helene Haskin Krause Award, given in memory of the first graduate of St. Agnes School, is Morgan Nielsen. The young man chosen for the Scholar Athlete Award is Evan Ingraham.
The Model Athlete Award for Boys and the Dangerfield Ashton Model Athlete. The Model Athletes Awards are given to the senior athletes who best exhibit a positive attitude, desire, and determination. The Model Athlete demonstrates an unselfish contribution to the welfare of the team and is dedicated to excellence in athletics. The Model Athlete Award for Boys is presented to James London. The female recipient of this award, given in honor of Dangerfield Ashton, is Anna Strauss.
Outstanding Athlete Award. The Outstanding Athlete Award are given to the best overall athletes in the senior class. To be eligible, the athlete must participate in at least 2, preferably 3 varsity sports during the senior year. The recipient who is chosen by the coaches based on playing ability and overall contributions to the team. The Outstanding Girl Athlete of 2025 is Maddie Moore. the outstanding boy athlete of 2025, Riley Jacobs.
The Marcia A. Way Sportsmanship Award for Girls was named in 2018 in honor of Coach Way upon her retirement after 4 decades of dedicated service to the Saints community as a head varsity field hockey coach, PE department chair, and girls athletic director. She also coached several other sports. She models the qualities of true sportsmanship, that is to say, the fellowship and joy that sports create, balancing a will to win with mutual respect of teammates and opponents, and a positive attitude strengthened through hard work. The award is given to a senior girl athlete who best exemplifies these qualities on the athletic field, in the classroom, and all school-sponsored activities. It is our great privilege to present this award to an individual who demonstrates the sportsmanship which Coach Way epitomized every day in our Saints community. Coach Way will now present the award named in her honor.
The recipient of the 2025 Marcia A. Way Sportsmanship Award for Girls is Finley Knudsen.
The Sportsmanship Award for Boys is given to the male athlete who best exemplifies the true meaning of sportsmanship on the athletic field, in the classroom, and all school-sponsored activities. It is our great privilege to present this award to Garrett Leon.
Congratulations to all our student athletes. Here now are Ms. Kiki Davis, Director of Institutional Equity and Diversity, and Mr. Rudy Lopez, Class of 1996, to present the DEIB Award.
Class of 25, how y'all feeling? Very mid, okay. We're almost finished, you all. Ms. Davis, how are you doing? I'm awesome. Okay, what do we have here? The Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and a Belonging Award, or the DEIB Award, chosen by the Office of Equity and Diversity and provided by the class of 1996 in memory of Ronnie Ping Haskins, class of 1995, is given to these upper school students who most embody what it means to support and actively work towards social justice.
The students receiving this award have demonstrated not only a high level of understanding as it relates to topics of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, but have also shown their commitment to and active engagement in our school's DEIB efforts, and have, by that commitment and engagement, created a positive change to the community. The recipients of the 2025 DEIB Award are Kate Nixon and Farrah Devon.
It is now my pleasure to welcome Mr. Dave Yee, our Director of Service Learning and External Engagement, to recognize those students who have gone above and beyond our service requirements and who have made exceptional contributions in the field of service learning. Mr. Yee.
The distinction in service recognition. While all of our students must complete 40 hours in service to their community in order to graduate from St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School, students who earned the distinction in service recognition completed over 80 hours in service to our local and global community prior to the beginning of their senior years. In order to complete the distinction in service, students create a website that tells their story, and those websites are presented at the academic symposium. They can also be viewed via the QR code in the poster in the lobby if you are interested in hearing the stories from the student's own perspective. Would the following students please stand and also stay after the ceremony to be recognized in a photo and also to receive your certificate. Jack Beyer, Helena Clark, Mahedi El Alagi, Claire Hanley, Katie Hartel, Megan Heath, Claire Joyner, Ella Joshi, James London, Niels Marino, Katie Persh, William Price, McPherson Strasberg, Patrick Thomas, Oliver Tinio Coppola, Kate Vanderveer, Suri Wong, and Bryce Wilson. Thank you.
Up next is Dr. Carter to recognize military appointments and scholarships. Dr. Carter.
Thank you, Mr. Mallett. The world into which our seniors are graduating is filled with both opportunities and challenges. Now more than ever, there is a tremendous need to serve the greater good. The St. Stephen's and St. Agnes community has reached out to help others here in Alexandria and around the world. There are those among us who have heard the call to serve their country through military service. It is therefore with great privilege and honor that we are able to recognize one of our graduating seniors who has chosen to pursue military training. Here to present the appointment to the United States Naval Academy on behalf of Dr. Jill Ruff, our Blue and Gold officer, is Lieutenant Commander retired Heidi Lenzini, U.S. Naval Academy, class of '95. Will Colin Pollock please come forward to receive his appointment? Congratulations, Colin. Good luck in the coming weeks as you report to Annapolis.
Last year's recipient of the Jane Lywood Cup, Ellie Forsman, class of 2024, is here with us today to present this award. Ellie.
The Jane Lywood Cup was established by Air Force Commodore Oswald Lywood, British Royal Air Force, as a token of his appreciation for the care his daughter received at St. Agnes School during 3 years of World War II. The recipient is chosen by the faculty as a student who shows the best sportsmanship in the British tradition, that is, exclusive athletic prowess. This year's recipient is Sophie Buckley.
Last year's recipient of the McCondray Trophy, Theo Wyman, class of 2024, is here today to present this award. Theo.
The McCondray Trophy Award was established by Mrs. Atherton McCondray to be given annually to the young person elected by the students of the upper school as best all-around student. This person's contribution to academic endeavors, arts, athletics, and service has earned the high praise and deep respect of fellow students. Elected by the 9th, 10th, and 11th grades this year, this student is my friend, Mehdi El-Alagi.
The Howard Cup. Given by the Jack S. Howard family, the Howard Cup is awarded to the student who is chosen by student organization leaders for being outstanding in participation and enthusiasm in a range of student activities. This year, we are proud to award the cup to Will Evans.
Mr. and Mrs. Davis, co-presidents of the Saints Athletics Club, are here today to present the next award on behalf of the Saints Athletics Club. Mr. and Mrs. Davis.
Joe and I have been so honored to lead the Saints Athletics Club this past year. Thank you to the athletic department especially, and to Jane and Jenny Willis as well. But most importantly, thank you to RJ Davis for allowing us to give the opportunity to give back to the school. Now on to the award. The Saints Athletic Award. The faculty have selected a young woman and young man who, in their opinion, have made exceptional contributions to life outside the school community. For their faithful work in our community, the faculty and the Saints Athletics Club honor Kate Vanderveer and Oliver Tino Coppola.
Ms. Amanda Nichols, president of the Performing Arts Boosters Club, is here today to present the next award. Ms. Nichols.
The Performing Arts Boosters Award recognizes a senior who has dedicated themselves to multiple strands of the performing arts, exhibited leadership, generously supported their peers, and truly embodies our school's mission of goodness as well as knowledge. The student must have participated in 8 semesters of at least 2 different disciplines: chorus, instrumental music, and theater. And this year's recipient is Charles McElwain.
Mrs. Jen Strickland, president of the APT, will present the following 2 awards on behalf of the Association of Parents and Teachers. Ms. Strickland.
The Association of Parents and Teachers of St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School has asked the faculty to select a student to be honored for his or her academic diligence. On behalf of the faculty and the APT, I am honored to present this award to Anna Strauss. The Carol Listelic Award is given each year to the senior with the most outstanding record of unselfish service to the school or community. Established by the Parent-Teacher Association of St. Agnes School, The award is given in loving memory of an active and faithful volunteer who gave untiring service to both St. Agnes and St. Stephen's School. This year's recipient, the student who has exhibited the same dedication, is Claire Hanley.
The St. Stephen's and St. Agnes Medals. In consultation with the faculty, I'm honored to present the St. Stephen's and St. Agnes Medals to students who've given extraordinary service to the school or have achieved notable distinction in the larger community. High-achieving, dedicated, and a caring leader whose integrity and energy uplift our community. Academically, this student approaches learning with enthusiasm and depth, consistently demonstrated maturity and critical thinking beyond her years. Trusted by both peers and faculty, she served on the Honor and Disciplinary Board for 2 years and as a peer leader this year, roles that reflect her integrity and ability to lead with empathy. Her leadership extends to volunteering with book buddies and leading focus meetings, in addition to her dedication as a member of our varsity field hockey and lacrosse programs. Her commitment, confidence, and ability to connect with peers have left a lasting impact on our school community. I'm honored to award this Heads Medal to Carmen Lee. This student radiates authenticity, joy, and warmth. A creative force in our community, he devotes himself wholeheartedly to the arts, whether performing leading roles in school productions, contributing behind the scenes with tech and crew, or singing in our advanced concert choir. He's also a leader with Fire and Stones, our literary magazine, and a Cappy's critic, reviewing regional theater and helping produce the Kennedy Center's year-end awards. His leadership is equally felt beyond the stage. As a peer leader, he supports ninth graders with kindness and enthusiasm, and he serves on the Honor and Disciplinary Board with integrity and thoughtfulness. With enthusiasm, kindness, and unwavering commitment, he has helped to create an inclusive and positive community, and he embodies the very best of our school's spirit. Truly one of a kind, I'm delighted to award the Heads Medal to Charles McElwain. This next Heads Medal goes to a remarkable student whose warmth, humor, and authenticity make her a joy to know. She's a natural leader, organizing events, guiding peers, and bringing energy to every space she enters. In the classroom, she's focused and creative, often setting the bar with her thoughtful, artistic work. On stage, she's a powerhouse, performing in Mamma Mia, The Sound of Music, and Hadestown, and contributing her voice to the concert choir. Athletically, she's a dedicated player on the varsity soccer team and supports other Saints teams selflessly. Most importantly, she's a positive leader in our community as co-president, peer leader, and admissions ambassador. She's the kind of student every school hopes for, and it's a true pleasure to award Elliot Desitel the Heads Medal. Positive and easygoing, this recipient embodies a true commitment to the arts as a dedicated member of our Stage 1 Players, Advanced Orchestra, a leader of the Triam Music Honor Society and the SCA Arts Council, as well as a Cappy's critic. He has served on SCORE, the Student Committee on Racial Equity. As evidenced by his time as a member of our vestry, the senior unabashedly puts himself out there, and the depth of his resilience is matched only by his big heart and the way in which he thoughtfully engages with everyone he meets, which makes him an invaluable member of the Saints community. I'm pleased to present this Heads Medal to Tyler Troy. This honoree is an accomplished, compassionate, and intellectually driven student with a strong work ethic and a passion for learning. A Cum Laude Society inductee, she excels in both STEM and the humanities. A standout in computer science and robotics, she led programming efforts on championship FRC and FTC teams, earned dual aspirations in computing awards, holds industry certifications in AI development, and led the Girls Who Code Club. Beyond the classroom, the student played varsity field hockey, performed in theater, studied languages, and is a brown belt in Kempo and a Girl Scout Silver awardee. An individual whom others look to for leadership, she serves on the Honor and Disciplinary Board, is a peer leader, and represents our school at a host of admissions events. I am pleased to award this Heads Medal to Sandia Augustine. The St. Agnes Cup is presented by the faculty to a senior girl who has demonstrated a profound commitment to the spirit and ideals of St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School, and whose exceptional contributions to the life of the school have helped make St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School a vital and caring community. This year's recipient embodies an innate curiosity and imagination that is the driver in all that she undertakes. In the classroom, while she's drawn to the inherent logic and complexity of STEM-related disciplines, she has also found a myriad of successes in the humanities. Charismatic and outgoing, peers are drawn to her positive and accepting presence, as well as her ebullient school spirit. Often you will find her sharing her STEM passion and expertise with her robotics teammates and with other younger campers as a STEM counselor. She is an ambitious creator who likes to think big, and her many contributions to the life of our school are varied and eclectic, as is she, from being a member of our Honor and Disciplinary Board, a peer leader, a committed member of Stage 1, and a leader for our Girls Who Code Club. An irrepressible presence in the class of 2025, I'm pleased to present this year's St. Agnes Cup to Bryce Shannon Wilson. The Emmett Hoy Citizenship Award. The Emmett H. Hoy Junior Citizenship Award is presented by the head of school and the faculty to the senior boy who exemplifies the highest ideals of citizenship and service. Named for the beloved headmaster of St. Stephen's, this award honors a boy who is characterized by sincerity and a supportive spirit both within the school and in the community. This young man is open-minded, optimistic, and possesses a sincere willingness to listen and engage with others. Good-natured and affable, he shares his mature and centered persona with all who orbit his sphere. That he has been elected as class president, selected as a peer leader, and elected to our Honor and Disciplinary Board is of no surprise. Fueled by an innate curiosity, if there's a question of learning or doing something new, he always says yes to the adventure, and his personal hashtag #StayCurious, is quite fitting as he lives for a deep dive to get lost in. Active in the life of his church, he has found ways to meld his faith and school through his work in vestry and interfaith connections. He truly embodies the part of our mission that seeks goodness as well as knowledge. It is my pleasure to present the 2025 Emmett Hoy Junior Citizenship Prize to Ellis York Simmons. Eli.
Congratulations. Could I ask Taylor and Emily to come back for the yearbook dedication now? So we have the right up there and then the gift right there.
Good afternoon, St. Stephen's, St. Agnes. Okay, it's a full house. It should be like way louder than that. So I'm gonna try that again. Good afternoon, St. Stephen's, St. Agnes community. Yes. Okay, we will be reading this year's dedication.
Mr. Mark Cortez was born in South Louisiana and grew up in Baton Rouge. He attended a large public high school and went to Louisiana State University as a first-generation college student. At LSU, he explored many different majors, including architecture, religious studies, and political science, but he eventually found his way to a degree in secondary social studies education. Mr. Cortez went on to get an additional degree in both history and mathematics. Not only is Mr. Cortez a teacher, but he is also a loving husband to Kim Wargo and father to daughter Ida Cortez, who followed in her parents' footsteps as an educator as well.
Mr. Cortez is an enthusiastic sports fan and loves attending baseball games. His favorite teams include the Boston Red Sox, the Washington Nationals, the New Orleans Saints, and his alma mater, LSU Tigers. He still has season tickets to the Saints and tries to get at least a few games a year. Additionally, Mr. Cortez loves to read, travel, and is an avid runner and walker.
Being a teacher has been Mr. Cortez's lifelong career, having taught middle and upper school students for the past 33 years. Prior to joining the St. Stephen's and St. Agnes Schools faculty in 2021, Mr. Cortez taught at a number of schools, moving between Texas, Louisiana, California, and Illinois to support his wife's career as an independent school administrator. He also coached cross country and track and field. Here at SSSAS, Mr. Cortez teaches both Algebra 1 and 2. Mr. Weiss, chair of the math department, has had this to say about Mr. Cortez. He is a vital member of the math department who creates a comfortable classroom atmosphere where the students can really improve their algebraic skills. Mr. Cortez is also more than willing to help out his colleagues at any time.
Outside of the classroom, Mr. Cortez serves as an advisor to a group of current freshmen. Advisee Grant Israel shared, "Mr. Cortez is a natural-born leader and brings a cheerful attitude to all of our advisory meetings. Most recently, Mr. Cortez has taken on a new role as Voice of the Saints, announcing SAS sports games, including boys varsity football and boys varsity basketball. Mr. Cortez's engaging, supportive, and giving nature is recognized by all students, even those outside of his classroom. It is for this reason and many more that the staff of Traditions, along with the class of 2025, is pleased to dedicate this year's book to Mr. Mark Cortez." Is he here? Are you giving me the book? Where is it? Do you give me the book too?
And a blessing for this auspicious group. May God give you eyes to see others as God sees them and a heart to accept your own belovedness. May God give you the courage to stand up for what is right and the humility to realize that you will not always know what that is. And may God give you an openness to adventure as you go out into a world of unknowns with the confidence that you are never alone. And the blessing of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit be with you and remain with you this day and forevermore. Amen.
Just a couple of closing remarks. Thank you for joining us this afternoon for the 2025 Prize Day ceremony, and a couple of announcements before we dismiss. So everyone that was recognized or stood for recognition received a prize, including those who are lifers, entered in JK, K, or 1. Please remain in your seats as the CPAC photographers will be here to take your photographs. While those folks are getting their photographs taken, we do ask that everyone else exit the CPAC to facilitate the photography. Tomorrow, we're keeping a very close eye on the weather, and all of us desperately want to have the ceremony outside. A final decision will be made no later than 6:30 a.m., and a couple of reminders about the commencement ceremony scheduled for tomorrow. We ask that our guests remain seated and not to stand in front of the platform to allow everyone viewing presentation of the diplomas. We have a number of professional photographers on site, and there'll be a number of individual photographs of each graduate as they receive their diploma. It's also a religious ceremony, so we ask that our guests don't use any noise devices or create any unnecessary distractions during the conferring of diplomas tomorrow morning. The seating, there are no tickets as long as we're outside, so it's on a first-come, first-served basis. And there is seating under tents for those with special needs or who may need some additional assistance. And then parking, it's essential that we try to carpool as much as possible. So the students who are going to get here at what time tomorrow morning? 7:45. So I would try to go in the car with them so that you can park here, they can come here for the photo, and then you can go and get your seats tomorrow morning. Thank you so much. Thank you to the upper school faculty, and I will begin the music. Thank you.